What's going on, guys? We are back with a brand new video, and today we're continuing on the 2021 season previews for every single AFL team. Today we're doing a highly popular club in the AFL community, which is the Carlton Football Club. So welcome, Carlton fans, or people that want to get the scoop on what Carlton are up to for the 2021 season. So I'll be going over some different types of players that could you see improve, or that need to improve, or stuff like that. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So first up, I have the new recruit Zach Williams being the breakout player. You're probably saying this bloke's already a well-known AFL player in the competition, there's no need for him to break out. But I reckon this man going to the midfield will absolutely explode. I reckon he'll be the easy second best midfielder. I know Sam Walsh is no midfield along with Paddy Cripps, but I feel like this man and Paddy Cripps will actually tear up the midfield in the 2021 season. I'm not booking him to go anywhere like All-Australian or anything like that, but I reckon he would at least finish in the top 3 for the BNF for Carlton this year, and be an absolute impact player and be worth the 900k a year that everyone's criticised in the media. So yeah, next up is the need to improve, and I feel like this was a non-negotiable who this man is. It's Mitch McGovern. Now this man is on I think he's on almost like an 800k plus contract over a multiple years. I remember Carlton fans halfway through the season were saying that how long has this man's contract got to go because he should not be on the list. And I actually don't know how he's still getting games. I feel like it's hurting Carlton more than it's helping him. But that is not how you should be treating a man that is on 800k plus. He should be a guy locked into the team. Not even some of the best players in the league, like for example Dylan Grimes is only on a 400k contract. That is because because he's in a winning team. He has chosen to go for a small contract. But if Carlton want to be a winning team, they need to be getting these players like Mitch McGovern not on these type of deals. And him being on that deal and being one of the worst players on the team and probably shouldn't even be in their best 22 is very, very bad for Carlton, and this man needs to show that he's worth it. Next up for the BNF award, I've gone with Patrick Cripps. Now, this moment so far that Carlton have not yet held their BNF. I think they're the only club that hasn't. So we do not know if Paddy Cripps did not win it, but by the way, I do not think that he did win it in 2020. I could be completely wrong and he won it, but I feel like this man, isn't like it's almost another needs to improve, but it was simply because that Carlton were playing this man injured during the season, which when I was watching him, you could tell that he wasn't healthy, and he plays the role in the team where he's the man on the ground that gets battered the most out of anyone on the field. So him having an injured shoulder during the whole season, it was absolutely horrendous for Carlton, and it kind of led to a bit of a drop off with Carlton during the season. But like losing games like that Adelaide game, and then starting off the season they bet Geelong, so that just shows the difference when Patrick Cripps was at his best and how Patrick Cripps was injured playing. So they didn't rest him. I didn't get why they didn't rest him. They knew they weren't going to play finals. Probably halfway through the year they knew we're kind of out of it. So yeah, I've gone Paddy Cripps to bounce back and win another BNF award. Next up is the big improver, and I've gone with Tom De Koning. Now this man is one of my favourite players for Carlton when I watched him this year. I think he debuted against West Coast. I could be wrong with that one, but I'm pretty sure he debuted against West Coast, and he looked very, very good against Nick Nat, and that was his first ever game of football. He's kind of like reminds me of a bit of Tim English. You know, even though Tim English is not great of a ruckman right now, you can see that they kind of play the same. I would even say that Tom De Koning's a better hit-out ruckman than Tim English. If Bulldogs fans are watching this, they probably hate me right now, but I just have to say it. And he's very, very good around the ground. I reckon he played super good in that GWS loss. He would look like in the last 10 minutes of the game, he looked like he was the only bloke caring and was still putting in 100%. That could be because he was still trying to keep his spot. But I feel like Mark Pitnet won't play too much next year just because of how good this bloke will be in 2021. Next up, I have most goals, and I have Harry McKay. Now, this man, at the start of the last season, he started off injured, and when he came back, he did not look like a good footballer. But that second half of the year, he was in career best form. He was marking everything. The only thing that was holding him back from being even a better footballer was his goal kicking technique. Sometimes he just kind of like chipped at it and didn't follow straight through with his goal kicking routine, which he'll get better at times. He's still a young key forward, but I expect him to kick almost, he'll be aiming for 50, but I reckon 40 plus, like in between 40 to 50 is the range that he could kick. And depending how good Carlton is, that even could be more. But I feel like that's what he should be aiming for 50, but if he gets in the 40s, that's an absolute excellent season for Harry McKay. Okay, so this is my 2021 best 22 for the Carlton Football Club. I do have Adam Sard and Zach Williams in the team, but I've not included Lockie Fogarty. That was the other recruit that they did recruit this year. I feel like easily he could play almost every game, but I'm putting the small forwards of Martin, Gibson, Fisher, Betts, and if you want to count Will Setterfield as a small forward over him, just because he's not that established enough to just walk straight into this Carlton's team. I feel like these small forwards already good enough that they can hold their own. I do have, for some reason I've written A Doherty, but it's Sam Doherty. I feel like him and Sard will be absolutely nasty next year. I do have Nick Newman coming straight back into the team. I know Charlie Kerner is injured for the first half of this year, but I feel like straight away he comes straight back in. But when he's out, at the first half of the year is when Mitch McGovern needs to improve himself and try to keep his spot when Charlie Kerner does come back. And also do have Tom DeConning in this team. As I said before, I feel like he's going to have a huge year and establish himself as a hands down number one ruckman. Doesn't need any help from Mark Pittnett. They don't need to run the 2 rucks. They already have enough tolls when they were running the 3 tolls this year. So no need to run Tom DeConning and Mark Pittnett next to each other. So yeah. So after that, I do have the Carlton Football Club not making the 8. I feel like they could possibly make it. I have them finishing 9th on the ladder. And 9th is a position where you're so close to making the 8. So these guys could slide in if everything falls in place. If the people like the Tom DeConnings, the Adam Sards, the Lockie Fogartys all turn up. So thanks for watching, guys. Make sure to drop a like on this video. And I will be doing Collingwood in the next edition of this preview series. We're on the road to 300 subscribers, so please subscribe so we can get there, and thanks for watching.